Hey
Hey.
guys, I'm Mani,
And I'm Zanaya.
and welcome back to Off the Branch, y'all. Episode 2.
Yes, welcome back. Last episode, we talked about how we became friends, but this episode is gonna be a little bit different. We are finally gonna be talking about actual general stuff that both me and Mani like. So, let's get into it.
Yes, let's get into it now. You want me to start? Okay. Oh yeah. So, how did I get into K-pop? So, I think I was in I want to say 4th grade, 4th or 5th grade. I was there, and this girl that I knew, she was just like obsessed with K-pop, mostly BTS. And I'm like, girl, you don't even know what these niggas is saying. Like, why do you like them? I ain't gonna lie, I was that type of person. I was. But once I really got into it, I was like, hold on. They kind of sound good though. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna be a K-pop too. I'm gonna be a K-pop listener too. So that's how that started. How did you start?
How I started K-pop, well, I initially got started by you actually, because when we met, which was 2021, like literally we met during school. So like we met like September, yada yada yada. And I remember she introduced me to Stray Kids because I remember I saw like a little picture of my bias Bang Chan. And I was like, oh, who is this man? He fine, like everything, you know, like I'm like, mind you, like we're like 13, 14, like nigga, I'm like, you know, I'm like, okay. And then I remember like Mani introducing me, like I was like, do you know who this is? Because it said like K-pop. So I'm like, okay, like Mani, do you know who this is? And she's like, oh yeah, this is yada yada from Stray Kids. And I'm like, okay, period. And then she was basically just like telling me like a lot of the stuff that happened beforehand. So like we was definitely like talking about like in-depth stuff about like Stray Kids or like just K-pop in general, about like so and so, but also a lot of the stuff like that happens over time. We definitely talked about like some of the idols saying racial slurs. I do remember that. But at the same time, we did a lot of information, a lot of looking up, that we found out sometimes it wasn't intentional, and then sometimes it was intentional. And then we also found a lot of things about like it's like so and so happening, like the society and stuff, like the sad things that happen in K-pop and like the truth behind everything and like, the lore. And we're definitely gonna talk about all of that today. But it was just like, okay. And I remember we had like a sit down maybe for like an hour and a half just talking about like Stray Kids, and she was telling me if I remember clearly after that she put on 80s by her phone and she was sharing her screen. I don't know if she remembers that, but literally she put like, she was like, okay, let me share my screen, we're gonna listen to K-pop. We were listening to 80s and we were listening to BTS as well. And I forget the song for 80s.
Girl, we need to do that again.
Definitely. I do forget the song though. Oh my god, what was it?
Probably.
It was, I remember. So like it was when the guys were wearing them heavy, long ass jackets, and Minji was like in this black and white jacket. Yeah. Remember? And they were
I know
like,
what you're talking about.
Yeah, and they were dancing.
Song it's called Answer.
So good. That song is T.
Y'all don't know.
But yeah, I remember like we was getting to that, and then like after that, I think that's where I kind of started, because then I was scrolling on like TikTok one time, and then I remember I came across this girl dancing at like this like group dancing. I'm like, okay, period. And she was like dancing to ITZY, the Loco song, which is such a good song, y'all. It's so good. So I was like, okay, period. And I think that's when I finally got into K-pop.
Well, for me, K-pop, like, I feel like my first ever group had to have been BTS. It had to have been. There was no other. Because for a while, BTS and Blackpink were the only K-pop artists that I listened to.
Mm-hmm.
But after like that girl, she moved, and I was just like, all right, let me just explore for myself. I got into more K-pop. Like, see, with me, I like older generation K-pop. Like, I like ATEEZ, I like BTS, I like GOT7, and even girl groups. There are groups like Red Velvet that I like. I don't know if you know Red Velvet. You do? Okay. So yeah, groups like that, groups that don't really make music no more, for real, I like. I mean, there are some newer generation like TXT and ITZY or newer generation that I like, but it's still kind of back there. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Question. Would you say that like you learned or like you know about a little bit more groups, especially like the newer generation with me now? Because I feel like when you introduced me, we was kind of on like, you know, like I was like listening to like some of the old ones like you were like telling me about, but I definitely was more into like the newer generation and like the more new music that came out. So like, do you think that like I kind of influenced you a little bit to like some older like newer groups? Because I know that TXT, we kind of listened together. We listened to a lot of songs together actually, and I remember being like, oh, what's this song? Because like I knew the song, but you know how TXT has their songs, and sometimes like the songs are in Korean, and like in Korean it's like this long behind song name. Oh my god. And like I'm sitting here like, that's the song? Like, what? So what would you say about that?
I think definitely you did influence me. Okay, when it comes to TXT though, I ain't gonna lie, I found them on my own, because when I first found them, Hybe was big hit. It was Big Hit Entertainment. So it wasn't Hybe. So it was like, I knew them before all that.
Yes. It was so funny. It was actually like so funny because I remember I was there with you. And I remember they were like, I literally remember them putting it on their Instagram and their YouTube, and they changed it to Hype, and I'm sitting here like, why? And I remember you fussing about it. You were like, they changed it. Why did they change it? That's stupid. That's retarded as fuck. Like yo, I was cracking up, bro.
No, because they was just doing too much. But you definitely did put me on to like newer, because when it comes to newer, I feel like the only ones I really like, New Jeans. I feel like New Jeans don't really count because they disbanded, but New Jeans is still new gen. Mm-hmm. New Jeans, I feel like you put me on. I would not like Eyelet or Cat's Eye if it weren't for you, because I don't know them niggas. Well, I wouldn't know them niggas if you didn't like show me and be like, oh yeah, these are these new groups, and I'll be like, oh. And I know Girl Set. I don't listen to them, but I know them, and I know them because of you.
Actually, because we're talking about that now, I want us to talk about the tea about those groups. Now, I kind of want to go... I first want to do Girl Set, because with Girl Set, I remember them being from... I don't know, okay, if you guys was there when they first debuted, you would know that they were under a survival show called A2K, and A2K was basically America going into Korea, like survival show, because JYP wanted to make a girl group with like girls, you know, from everywhere. So it was very popular. I remember I almost auditioned to be in it, because like how like I was with K-pop and stuff. I thought it was like so cool opportunity, but I ended up couldn't because I ended up dying too late. But I remember they were ATK, and they did the survivor show, and the members of the group, we're talking about everything, y'all. The members of the group was Lexi, Camilla, Savannah, Kendall, KG, and Kaylee. So it was a 6-member group, y'all. 6 members. They debuted, and when they first debuted, it was called Vicha, which meant like bringing the light and everything.
Hold on, because the six, like you repeating the six member is making me think about another group that we're gonna talk about in a second. But go ahead.
Yes. But yeah, they were 6 members and they debuted. I actually do not remember when they debuted. But I remember I was there. I think they debuted in like September, actually. Can we like search this up? No, when they first debuted it was like 24, 3. Hold on, y'all. Go search up.
Girl, was that long ago?
Hold
I
on.
didn't even know that. Because you, like, I remember when they were called Vicha, and then I was like, who is Girl Set? But then I realized it was like the same girl, so I was like, oh, this is them.
Yes, so it says Vicha made their official debut on January 26, 2024. So they debuted it. And I remember because they released the digital single and music video for Girls of the Year from the A2K, and basically the video had all their like little experiences and stuff. And they also made a song called, I think, Ready for the World. And they also had songs that they made in the survival show that they had to do. They also performed them and had that released as their own songs too, as for it was like Go Getter, and I think the first definite like song was YO Universe. That song was basically a hit. I remember them performing that at the music shows in Korea. So they did that. Then they came out later with Girls of the Year, and then they finally came out in like February. The single what is it called? It was with the songs like Only One, which was like a big hit. It really was really good, girl. It was eating it up. And they also had that song Favorite Girl, and they also had EXO Call Me. I remember that song. And they were just like, they were just doing like, a lot. Like they were actually like getting it in for real. And then they started making like YouTube vlogs, and it was like cool, it was all good. And then all of a sudden it just stopped. Like it just stopped. And basically what had happened was we found out later that KG,
the company,
no, one of the members, one of the
members is KG.
Yes, KG. She had blonde hair, and she was like a little kind of like artist to herself. She made music by herself with her family, mostly her mom. And then later they found out that KG in late 2024 was trying to get out of the group because of allegations of abuse and like overworking and just like a lot of bad stuff, which went on for a little bit, and they stopped. Like it was like, mind you, when they did it, they had like like little shorts. Like if you don't know what shorts are, they're on YouTube, and they're kind of like Instagram reels, but like it's just YouTube the shorts for YouTube. Yeah, so they had that, and they were posting like they were going in the store and they were like finding things, and then they would have like a little postcard at the end with their like stickers on it that they're doing. Like I remember, and then that was the last video they ever posted, and I'm like, what? Like what's going on? Like it was confusing. Like these girls just disappeared, and then they came out with that, and it was like, oh shoot, like this is getting crazy. And I'm not gonna really talk about a lot of it because respectfully, like, we don't really know a lot. We just know what we like heard and stuff. But yeah, it was like really a lot of serious allegations of mistreatment, child labor violations, and poor working conditions. And after that she filed a lawsuit against JYP USA. And she was talking about like claims of workplace mistreatment, extreme diet pressure, lack of medical care, and unmonitored surveillance. Now, when people hear about that, they do talk about like, oh, it's JYP, the actual guy, when it was not. It was actually the company JYPE and the staff mistreatment.
Because let me say something. JYP the guy, JYP, he does not own JYP. I mean, he might own a little bit of it because, you know, he originated, he started it, he's the founder. But he doesn't run the company. He's not like, I want to say he's not the CEO because he doesn't really run it. I mean, sometimes he's there, but he doesn't really run the company like that.
Right.
Also, I want to elaborate on all the child labor and it, because it's not just them, like it's multiple groups. Like a lot of these K-pop idols are going through it behind the scenes. Like even the newer like groups that are coming out right now, like it's some crazy shit going on behind the scenes that we can't even see, like, and it's fucked up. Like I feel like even the older idols, like, you know, Twice, I feel like they went through it too. I mean, they don't really show it like that, but I know for a fact them girls was going through it when they were trainees, when they were new, and even throughout their career.
Right. And also, like what Mani is saying, it's like it's not just like what we see. Like there's a lot that happen, especially because nowadays, for some reason, they're debuting a lot of children. And when we mean children, I mean 13 and 12. Why are you not in school? Why are you training to be an idol, or you're about to debut? And I'm sitting here 16 years old and you're sitting here 13 months to debut and I'm in school. Like, and a lot of them were actually like back then when we were like 13 and when we were like 16, there was like when we looked at like the banners for like their thing, like their name and their stuff, it would say our age or like it would say our year, and we're like, why are you debuting? Like, we're sitting here in school, you're sitting here in Korea about to debut. I remember I saw this video and it was this older girl and she was literally terrorizing this little kid brother because he was about to debut and he was like 16 and the kid was like 12, and she's recording him in school, like, and like outside. It was like outside and he was trying to get in the car and she was recording, and then his friend was like, you know, covering his face. He's like, stop it, and she gonna slap him, she gonna hit him on the shoulder. Who are you?
Nah, but like for real though, like let's really talk about it. Why is we putting kids up? Why is we doing that? Cause I ain't gonna lie, TXT, they was young. They was still going to high school when they were idols. They were going to school. They were going to high school and performing at the same time. What is we doing? Like, for real. And even like I feel like for real, we should not be letting anybody be an idol unless they're 18. 17 is the lowest, I feel like.
Yeah, I agree with you, because at least 17, like we're gonna talk about Kessa in a bit. I do want to finish off Girl Set real quick, but definitely with like 17, like there's one member, which I'm not gonna say right now, but one member was 17 when they first debuted it, and then they ended up graduating high school, and then that's when they finally like kind of like started their like actual albums and stuff, and then it was like, okay, period. Then they started actually getting into like everything since she was graduated. But one thing about Girl Set, aka Vicha, after the whole thing with KG, if you do want to really get to know like everything that happened, there's a lot of stuff online. Like, it was really big back then because obviously it was happening. Like, there was videos of like showing how like she hurt her wrist, and how there was like her saying and messaging that like the staff was overworking her and talking about she had to keep performing even though that she hurt her wrist, or they was like sick and everything. There was a big one talking about how one girl like was swallowing a whole bunch of pills trying to, like, it's a lot. If you do want to get into that, if you do want to really get into that, you can. We're not really gonna talk about that because like that's not our business, respectfully. But definitely look into that if you were interested.
Ooh, let me say something though.
Yeah.
because that reminds me, we're not gonna go too deep into it because, like you said, it's very dark topics. But that is just the surface of what really be going on. Because if you really be like into that type of stuff, like you would know that, like in the older generations, like I forget their names, but there are two specific girls that also did that, and it was like a lot of like bullying going on and a lot of mistreatment and a lot of just like a lot going on.
I do feel like, real quickly, I do feel like a lot of the stuff that you find out that's bad is bullying or like mistreatment, and I don't understand because like if we're a K-pop group, not even a K-pop group, any group that is making music, why are we mistreating the people that are making the music and making the money? And also, why is it getting so bad that these people really have to sit here and like stress about it and cry over to the point that they have to literally either SH themselves or literally suicide themselves just to like get out of it? And it sucks. It actually sucks because like some of these people were not even like in their 20s yet and they were doing it, like, or they just hit their 20s, and like it's already a lot with like haters, because haters is always going to be there. But it's like not only haters are talking about having them, they want them to die and putting that on their life. It's like now the mistreatment is making it more hard. And like Ryan said, like you don't see a lot that's behind closed doors, like, and it sucks because yes, we want to know information, but they don't give it to you for no reason. And then you're sitting there like, I don't got nothing.
Like,
but what else Ramani was saying though? The other member of Vicha, like her name was Kaylee, she was like 13, 14 when they debuted it. So I feel like after the whole thing with her and KG, like it was just like, oh, then after that she posted a Instagram picture of just like, you know, like hanging out, and then people was finding out that like you know, she ended up leaving the group too. And let me say this, I really am glad that she left the group, because when they first debuted, every single one of them were either like 16, 17, 18, 19. Like the oldest is Camilla, and she is now I think 20. Like she's a couple months, like her and Lexi are the same age, but Camilla was the oldest and Lexi's actually the leader. But like they were like, you know what I'm saying, like now, like right now they're literally 20, 18 and 19, and if she was in the group she would have been like 16. And I do feel like because she's not in the group no more, one, she can do other things, and two, the group can do like more mature things because everyone else is like over the age that they can do it, you know what I'm saying? And I think, and I also really think they should do that the first, because I know like at first they made Reacher like really kiddie and stuff, and it was actually good. It was like a little cute, like, you know, theme. But now that they're back as girl set and they're coming back and they're like showing people that, like, you know, what happened, like not really what happened, but like what happened doesn't define them, and they're now back in bold and everything. It's like I feel like it made a good decision, not only for her but for the group, because these girls are now all like in the same age category, and now they can make music, make mature themes, because some of the members, they do give off more like mature themes, like, no, well, technically all of them, but like when it was in Vicha, they definitely gave more mature. So like I'm so glad they did it. And also there was a lot of people debating, and girl, yo, every single time you want to find some information out, go to Twitter or Instagram, they gonna get you this stuff. But basically there's a lot of people saying that like that, what's it called, they were saying that they shouldn't debut, because people were talking about, oh, they want us to rebrand everything and everything, and then there was some people being like, no, they shouldn't, because then they would get mistreated again. But it's like, it's not JYP, it's the staff that was controlling them. And mind you, they were in, I think at the time they were in Korea, so like you can't blame JYP. Like all you can do is like blame the old staff. And ever since then, like they have brand new staff, They have brand new things. I actually think they're going to have a comeback tomorrow, actually, because I saw something on their Instagram today.
For real?
Yeah, it was like a glitchy thing. So I think they're definitely going to like do something. There's also, they had a video, and it was like basically it was like a preview, and they were talking, and then sometimes the audio would cut out, you know, like of them talking about something, and then they talked about like an album coming up, and then at the end of the video it had like clips of this like new brand like thing. It was actually so cool. And then it was like, it said like July 1st, and tomorrow's July 1st, so like we gonna get into it. But switching from girl set, I really want us to talk about Cat's Eye.
Because first of all, what is going on?
You want me to start?
No, I want to say something. Either Manon did something, or everybody is just fucked up. Because why is everybody acting this way towards her? Like, everybody acting funny. The only one who not acting funny is Yuche. Like, I'm not saying that I know everything. Like, y'all, we're gonna keep saying this. Like, we're not saying that everything that we're seeing on the internet is 100% true and accurate in what is going on. But like, I'm allowed to have something to say about what I'm seeing, right?
Right. Because
Yeah, so
like obviously it's your opinion. Like, we don't know everything, but all we know is that what we see. And I'm definitely more on a Cat's Eye because obviously I introduced it to Monty. So like I can definitely like say that it's very confusing. Like, still now there's a lot of things happening. And if you guys do not know, to be honest, I don't even know when I think they debuted like 2024, but like the end of it like almost 2025. And they also had
they debuted in the 28th would be their second anniversary.
Ooh.
They debuted in 2024 on June 28th.
I actually love it because like we're actually searching it like while we're talking about it, so it's so funny. But yeah, so they debuted everything was good. They came out with debut, like their, what is it called, their debut album, which listed I don't know how many songs.
Can you look?
I am.
No, but like, it's just crazy what be going on in the, like, y'all thought Hollywood was bad, y'all. Them South Korean freaking, I don't know what they call it over there. Whatever their Hollywood is over there with the idols and people, it's just crazy.
And speaking of their debut single, they debuted it, the title Debut. It was released on June 28th, 2024 as the lead single of their first extended play, which is Sis, which is like soft is strong.
And that song?
Huh?
What was their first song?
Their first song from that single?
Yeah.
I can check. I have it actually on my playlist.
Cause I forget. I don't be paying attention to stuff like that.
So
not anymore.
Yeah.
I could tell you. Listen, I could name a lot of BTS songs, and I could name a lot of Blackpink songs, but that's not my fault. Like, it's because I liked them so much back then, and I feel like we had so much more time to be worried about other people back then.
True. So at first, Money, like debut, like their song Debut, it just came out. Like, so before they made an actual single, it was like their debut song came out and their Touch song came out, right? Then
that was cute.
I know, I love that song. It was like such a cute vibe for them. Then they came out with Sis, like the Sis, which is Soft is Strong. Then that was their first like album, and that contained debut Touch, My Way, I'm Pretty, and Tonight I Might. Then after that, they started like featuring people. Like they featured Yoonjin from TXT for their Touch song. Then they was on a Netflix series, and they made a song called Flame for the Gentry Chow versus the Underworld. I ended up actually watching it for Cat's Eye. It was kind of good. It was kind of like, I definitely wanted more things to happen in it because I feel like it definitely needed more to it, but it was kind of good, you know, like whatever. And then they came out later with Gnarly. And then I feel like that's when it kind of it just started like going down because after Gnarly they made a lot of like remixes with Ice Spice, Young Miko, and then they had one where Lara was like producing the track. Like, I don't understand. Yo, I was sitting there like, okay. And then after that they had then they had the album 2025 called Beautiful Chaos. And then that contained Gnarly, Gabriella, Game Boy, Mean Girls, MIA. No. It was an album. I saw it at Target. It was at Target, yeah. But I actually, and mind you, right, when they both had these songs, both albums, they were so good. They were so good. I definitely could say that Beautiful Chaos was like 100% well done.
Peak Cat's Eye. They had all their first of all, Game Boy hit, Mean Girls hit, Gabriella hit. Like I'm just like, that whole album was good.
It was so good. And oh my god, it was. And for Mani, her favorite song was Mean Girls. My favorite song was Game Boy and MIA. Yo, them songs were good. I really wish that for MIA they made like an actual dance, because they were like, it was so much potential, but they ended up making like a club music, and I was like, okay. And also with Cat's Eye, they talked about it in like one of their lives. They talked about how they want to sing, like actually sing, and not have to like sing about some bullshit. Because you know what happened after that, bro? You know what happened after that, girl? Let me tell you. They came out with that stupid ass song called Internet Girl. And if y'all heard that song, y'all would know that song was good, but then it's also trash because they have fucking babies and shit talking about, I'm getting out of here. Like, bitch, get the fuck out of my... I was so
Why
bad.
are you telling me to eat zucchini? Like, I don't want that,
bro. And I can tell you right now, I'm a hater. You know, I can be a hater because when they first sung that song, they were singing it on their tour. Okay, so the tour, they were singing it. It was so good. It has so much potential, right? And they singing it, right? And the I'm Getting Out of Here was like they were singing it on their own parts. When they released that song, I think they released the song before it hit 2026. Nigga, the song had like the baby parts, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, please listen to the song because then you understand what I'm talking about. And I'm sitting here like,
It had a baby voice.
Yeah, and they're talking about eat zucchini.
No. But you know what happened after that?
What?
Pinky Up.
Yes, but let's talk about it, okay? Internet Girl was the last song that Manon was in, which is...
Yeah, let's get into the nitty gritty because I want to talk about it. Like, why is Manon not there?
So, it was like... Okay, so I remember this clear. Basically what happened was, one day, they posted on their Instagram, hey, Manon, she is not going to be here anymore. She's on temporary hiatus because of her health, and we want her health to like, you know, get better. So we want her to like, you know, not like she does, like, you know, just to get her better.
Mind you, this is what they said at first. At first they were like, oh yeah, she's sick, like we have to. She's on hiatus for her health. She got to get better.
Right. So after that, literally after that, a couple seconds later on Weverse, Manon, she writes her own self. She's like, "Hey guys, I'm not sick. My health is actually great. I am taking a break, yada yada yada, to focus on myself." So then we're sitting here like, okay, if this is what it is, why did they just post this? Because now it doesn't make any sense. Because now it just sounds stupid. Because it like what, you know what I'm saying? And when they first debuted it, okay, let's talk about it real quick. When they first debuted it, it was like they was recorded. They did like a Survivor show, which was called Pop. What was it called? Pop Academy. It was called Pop Star Academy. Basically, like I was saying, they had a survival show called Pop Star Academy, or that's what the documentary was called. Now, when it was basically showing us, like, you know, what happened, about how they wanted to make the group and how they was trying to, like, you know, do it with Hype and Geffen because they were, like, you know, collaborators. Now, in the documentary, if you watched it, y'all, in the documentary, it shows a lot of bullshit. Because it shows about, like, how they was ranking the girls, obviously, you know, to see who could, like, be possible in the group. They was showing people get, like, you know, kicked off if they wasn't, like, acquiring the right stuff, or, like, they just didn't need them no more. And then it was showing a lot of hate towards Manon. Now, because of that, it definitely started up shit in the fucking group. And I really hate how they did this, because they pissed me off, actually. Because if we're in a group and we're in a girl group, so say me and Monty, like, you know, we made our channel, you know, so say me and Monty, we had a team, because our team is together, like, we team together, like, girl, teamwork is too.
Exactly.
So when they teamed, when they made the decision to make the documentary, they made the documentary come out after they debuted it. Like, I think they was already making, like, songs when the fucking show came out. So it was like, it was showing us a different side of what happened. Mind you, the girls said themselves it only showed 10% of what they was doing. So the rest of that 90% they was doing is you don't even know, because they didn't show us. Only showed 10%. And most of it was hate towards Manon, because it was showing her like, you know, not being able to really get in the group. Because when they found her, they said it in the show, they said that they were looking at, like, the team and stuff. They were looking at, like, pictures and video wise, like, seeing personality. She was like a Pinterest girl.
And wait, I have a question though, because was she? I didn't watch it, y'all. I didn't watch the Pop Star Academy thing. I just know Cat's Eye. But were there any other black girls there?
Yes, there was a black girl, but she ended up getting, like, eliminated, because apparently there was, like, she was, like, posting stuff on her Instagram, like, I think on public. And mind you, like, they had, like, their phones, but they really couldn't have their phones, because obviously it's like a project, no one knows about it. She was posting stuff. There was a whole party thing. They all got in trouble about it, but they found out that she was the one that was actually, like, first posting it, is public, everything. So they ended up kicking her off the show, because, like, girl, we can't, like, you're spoiling things that, like, that's not talked about in the agreement and stuff, you know, like, trying to make sure that, like, everything's not leaked, especially because, like, you know, you don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't really know what's, like, you can't do and what you can't do. Now, I do think they probably told them, because I feel like that's retarded if they didn't, like, tell the girls what they can't do and what they can do on the show, or, like, what they can't, like, release. But it was like they had, like, a party or something, and she had it on public, and all the girls were, like, reposting it and everything, but they put in their close friends, and they found out that she was the main one that did it. So they were like, we can't have you, because we found out that the posts were originally from your phone. And then she was like, no, I didn't do it. And they're like, there's receipts, girl. So then she got kicked out. And then there was other girl. She is black, but she's Portuguese. I don't really want to get into her now, because she's in a new girl group, and I feel like I don't got time, because I don't want to talk about it. But speaking back to Cat's Eye, In the documentary, it was like a lot of stuff showing like Manon being like, I don't really think this is for me because, you know, like, girl, like I just got here, I don't know what to do. So Manon, she wasn't a singer, she wasn't a dancer, she was like literally a girl on Instagram just posting pictures, of Pinterest girl. So when they first got to her, like, they were like teaching her how to dance in high heels, and you know, that's kind of like nerve-wracking. I'd have been like, what the fuck, like, what the fuck. So she was learning a lot of it, and then like most of the girls I understand, right? Because the girls, they told her apparently about how like they don't like her treating the program how it is, because they felt like she was taking advantage of it, I think, because it was like they were trying to do their big one to debut and she was like doing nothing, and then they kept trying to like have her come back, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I understand that, because if I'm dancing, or if like, you know, if me and Monty, you know, we're in a group, you know, whatever, and I'm putting in 100% and she's only putting 10%, it's like, bitch, like, I don't want to work with you if you're not giving me the same effort, you know? Like, it's just common sense. So
that's fucked up.
Yeah, so they did like a whole circle in the documentary, and it was like Sophia talking about like how they came up to her and told her how they feeling, but then she keeps going back to it. There was a point where she didn't show up in the thing, like she just was like, I'm not going to practice, didn't show up, and then she was doing like a coffee date or whatever with her sister, talking about like how, you know, she don't really want to do this anymore, but at the same time she don't know what to do, because like, girl, she like doesn't know what she want to do. And then it was like, quotes, how she was finding out that like the girls, quote unquote, like didn't like her or didn't fuck with her because of that, and how like they would give her like stank faces and just other bullshit. And I'm not saying that's okay, because also we don't know everything, but I will say that, like, you know, if you do see a whole bunch of girls that really want to be here and you don't want to be here, I feel like she should have just left, if that was the point, because then at the end of the day, then the girls who want to be here can do it. But at the same time, you know, we don't know everything, so I'm not going to really talk about that. I'm just saying from what I see.
Let me say something, because I feel like, yeah, what you're saying is valid. It's 100% valid. Like, yeah, like, girl, if you are here, if you don't want to be here, why are you here? Like, there are so many other people who wanted to be here, who fought tooth and nail to get here, who are probably from across the world and came here to audition to get here. Like, there are so many other people that want to be in your spot. But Manon, I feel like she didn't waste what she was graced with. Like, I feel like when she finally got in the cat's eye, I feel like the work she did put in, it did show. Like, she was keeping up with all the girls. Like,
yeah.
Even though she wasn't really a dancer, like, she's the visual of the group. We know that. But she was really keeping up with them girls. She was doing her thing. So I feel like even though all that shit happened, and like you said, what we saw was only 10% of what actually happened.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like we only got a little bit to go off of. But like I said, I feel like she did her big one.
Yeah, definitely. And also, it was like, it wasn't just that. Like, when they first debuted, there's like, if you go down the list, I think they first debuted, they had like all these like songs together, like dances together, and then it was like one dance where it was mostly debut. She was in the back of the whole dance for the entire time, and I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, it's because she don't know how to dance, it's new. Girl, no. If I don't know how to dance, or like, obviously if you debut, you got the training, you got it, like, girl, you're in the group, you know, you made it. So I feel like they should have took initiative of that, because in the debut, like, performance dance, yo, she was in the back most of the entire time, and then it was her part, she went in the front, then literally went back in the back. Like, she was always behind a member, and it was mostly Daniela. And I feel like they try to hide her because of like her dance skills. But at the same time, girl, it's like, if you're in the group, girl, you made it. And mind you, she was dancing good. So I don't understand why they did that. Like, people thought it was like racism towards her because she was black and everyone else wasn't.
And let me say, because that's where because I want to introduce some of the the rumors a little bit, because Daniela, I don't know what to think of her. She needs to get her father together.
Respectfully, I do think I would say, in my opinion only, I really think that Megan and Daniela has something to do with her, like almost having to leave. I feel like that was like the end of it. You know what I'm saying? Because as a group, we should be, we're coworkers, yes, but like they were talking about their family, and then like a lot of bullshit started happening because in the hiatus, when she first started, it was like, okay, cool, whatever. We thought that she's gonna come back soon, and then it was like, it just started getting weird. Like there's like a clip of Megan, waving to her fans, and then they go say hi to Manon. She gives like this stank face, and then like goes down into the bus or some shit. And it was kind of weird because it's like, girl, like obviously they can't talk about it because like from the reaction, but at the same time it kind of gave like weird because it was like, I probably would have waved though. I'm like, yay, period. Like she's still in the group, and I feel like her doing that was kind of like some shady shit because it's like, I thought they was cool. You know what I'm saying? And then like how Maya was talking about, she was talking about how Daniela's dad, because Daniela's dad talking about, he online and shit talking about how if she's not here, don't give a fuck. 5 is the best number. The performance gotta go on. And then she didn't say nothing. Like she just let him talk. And then they didn't put no like video out or like her being like, I apologize for my dad behavior, his actions. Mind you, she don't even fuck with her dad. She don't talk to her dad. It's only her mom. So the fact that bitch came on here and didn't say shit about it, I was sitting there like, bitch, I'd have been like, fuck it. Like
what is really wrong with you, bro?
Right. And that was kind of weird because it was like, isn't that your friend? And when they first like lived together for the roommates, I think Manon and Danielle was living together. So I feel like that definitely gave more shady shit, because if y'all live together, why aren't you discussing something that your dad is talking about your friend, if she really was your friend? But
Exactly.
and then there's also like, if clips, oh my god, bro, I swear to god, fans are so investigators when they need to be, because there was clips of Daniela and Manon dancing together like beforehand, and Danielle's wearing this outfit. Then they posted a video like after she went hiatus of her doing the same like a dance again with that same exact outfit. So that was like the same exact day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's just weird. And then it's like with her in the hiatus, it's like they can't talk about it because of like, everything that's going on. But it kind of sucks because we're sitting here in the dark. And they're like moments where like we don't know anything. And then when Sophia, like the leader who tried to tell us shit, like she was telling us nothing. It's like she was like, oh yeah, we miss her, we're always gonna be sick, we're waiting for her to come back, basically, yada yada yada. We can't really say too much, but we love her and we'll give her support, and just that's it. It's not, oh, she can't be here because so and so. And I understand that, because like, girl, you can't say too much because you in a company and you got like probably like a agreement to you. But I feel like the team of Cat's Eye, they should say something, because Manon, she's posting on Instagram again, she took Cat's Eye out her bio. Like, I don't think she fuck with these girls anymore. So I feel like if that is the case, then y'all need to say that, because then don't have people, most of the fans that want her back, to keep praying for this hope to be here, and then this bitch is just gone. Like, what? And then they were waiting, because Manon's birthday was a couple days ago. They were waiting for her birthday post, because we were like, okay, if they're gonna do it, they're gonna do it, Why the fuck they make this stupid ass birthday post, and it's like from doing gnarly shit, and they're like, wish her a birthday in the comments, and then mind you, Manon's friends are in the comments laughing and shit and being like fake shit.
Oh god. Oh god.
And they laughing and shit, talking about like, are you for real? Like, they're just laughing it up. And then on Manon Instagram, on her like post, it talked about like her being like, I have never been happier, healthier. So people are saying that she's probably not coming back because of that too. Like now she's like healthy, she's not coming back. And she's doing like magazine covers for like other people and shit. But like, I just really want to know because like, bro, we're just in the dark. And what Mani said something really good. She said about how the Pinky Up came out after like Manon wasn't here. Now Pinky Up originally they made that song like a few while back when Manon was still in the group, because there was snippets of like rehearsal and like everything, like little pre-thing of like Manon being there. Like some of the parts that Daniela had are Manon's part or Yoonchae's part. There's some of it Manon's part, and they changed it up because of that. And with that, it was also like, what was it? It was like a lot of weird stuff. Like they were saying that like Daniela took all her parts, maybe because she was close with Manon, but maybe there was like a different reason. We don't really know. We can't really say. We can just say what we see. But then they made a magazine. They had like they did like a magazine thing with Manon in the group when they was like about to like, you know, release fucking Pinky Up, because in the picture it's her and the girls with all their different hair colors. So you know what I'm saying? So not only was she a part of that, they removed her, and then they ended up fucking doing everything. And it kind of pissed me off because when they did that magazine, she was in the group. She was doing Pinky Up, everything. She was doing the promos. They made when they released Pinky Up and the teasers and all that shit, they took her out of it and only did them 5. She was in it. She had the blonde short wig with the same outfit, everybody. It was everything. She was in everything. They took her out of it, either edit her out of it or they had to redo it again because they didn't want her in it. And that's weird because she's still in the group, even though she's on hiatus. Cause girl, if we were on hiatus, or if you were in hiatus and we did like a video and it was like supposed to come out, it's still gonna come out because you're on a hiatus. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just what it is.
Right. Like I feel like that was really the Pinky Up situation was really the breaking point.
And other than that, like we don't really know a lot of stuff anymore.
So I just want to point out real quick that like Cat's Eye hasn't really. What big things have they done since Manon like left?
Well, they ended up having an album, after she got out of it, like hiatus, they ended up making a world tour, and they also was doing a lot of like special events, and then they also are having an album come out without her and a world tour so
like they just want to get fucked up. They want to get fucked up is what I'm hearing.
Right. And if what we're thinking is actually true about Manon at this point, we're not even gonna be mad as fuck if she have to go, because it is what it is, bro.
What can we really do about it? As long as she's happy, then what can I do? Like, girl, it's not like my life is terribly being affected because Cat's Eye is fucking going through shit, but it's kind of crazy. Like, damn, like, that's fucked up.
Right. And I feel like with certain groups, when it comes to like 6 members, it's always cursed. Like some survive, but then some always either get cut down or they all disband. And it's just irritating because it's like, what the fuck is with the number 6, bro?
Let me say something. Because didn't Idol have 6 members?
Yeah. And then the girl got out because the bullied.
Yes, exactly. It's always like something with bullying. Like, it's always something.
Either bullying or mistreatment.
Yeah. Like.
But we're now going to talk about Iconic by Mistake. If you guys do not know about that, it's basically a collab with Cat's Eye, Elit, and LE SSERAFIM. And I just want to say real quickly that I listened to the song. I don't know if Monty did, but I did.
Not the whole song.
Okay. And I also I did watch the dance practice. And I can definitely say that I was not pleased.
You weren't happy with it?
Yes. Now let me tell you why. I do think the song had so much potential, but the song felt like 3 different songs in 3 different categories in the same song. Because I feel like when someone makes a collab, you should like have the collab going throughout the song. Like, I was thinking when I heard about the song coming out, I'm like, okay, they're gonna have Cat's Eye members dancing and singing with Le Seraphim gonna be with Islet, so and so. It was actually like they all had different parts in the same song, which kind of confused me.
And let me say, they didn't even have all the Islet members in there. They didn't even have all the members of every group. Like, everybody's missing somebody. Like,
it was always missing one. Bro, Cat's Eye was missing Manal. Islet was missing Mocha. Is that her name? Mocha?
Yeah.
And then Le Seraphim was missing Chaewon.
Like, what is actually happening? Like,
and I thought it was crazy because how the fuck is y'all make a collab and every single member from your group is either on hiatus? Actually, no, they were on hiatus because they was all fucking like hurt. Well, Manon, we obviously know why, or not now, like, but we don't really know. But with Mocha, she was because of, I think, a leg injury or something. Like, it was an injury. And then Chaewon, I think it was either an injury or because she was sick. Because when Chaewon, like, the Seraphim made their like new songs. I don't know if it's an album, but it was new songs, and they made like Celebration and so. It was like she ended up hurting her neck, so that's what happened. But I thought it was crazy because, like, girl, how you missing every single member from every group?
But yeah, I just feel like I don't know. It was just kind of irritating the way that it was laid out. Like, the fact that, like, it wasn't all of them together in one place in a collab. Like, no, it was like, they was in all different places. Like, they weren't together making the collab. Like, they weren't, it was like they weren't all in one building making the music video. It was like they were all in separate places and they just put their own shit in there.
Yeah, like, it felt like one part was, you know, the Seraphim vibe, second was Islet vibe, and then the second was Cat's Eye vibe. And then it was like they was all wearing different colors. Like, Cat's Eye was wearing pink, the Seraphim was black, and then Islet was blue, like a bluish purple. And I was like,
I feel like
they had so much potential. Like, if I'm making a collab, like, say me and Monty made a collab, the collab is with us too, with the other person, you know what I'm saying? And we're not going to be in separate rooms doing it. Like, if we, like, say that we wanted to have a guest on our podcast or a guest on our video, we're going to be in the same fucking room or something, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not going to be like, oh, me and her, or me and them gonna talk about it, and then me and Monty gonna talk about it, and then Monty gonna talk, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just sounds retarded.
Yeah.
And this song, it does have good lyrics, you know, but at the same time, it was like, girl, it was not it. Like, if I'm listening to a collab, I want the collab to be throughout the song. I feel like because of how they did it, it didn't feel like a collab. It just felt like everyone had to put in their own part in a group project.
Right. Like, it didn't feel much like a mixture. Like, it didn't feel like a mixture of all 3 of them. It just felt like, okay, this is them, and then, okay, this is them, all right, now them. Like, no, like, I just... And
then the ending, they try to have it be like everyone in the same exact, like, stage or, like, part, and they're all doing the same ass dance, and, like, the part was kind of ass. I'm not gonna hold y'all, because they were doing, like, this whole, like, I'm like, okay, period. But then it was like this whole, like, this hand motion thing when they was like bending their backs and shit. I'm like, okay. But yeah, that was what our K-pop opinions and other bullshit. Now, because this video is getting a little bit long, me and Monty decided that we are going to do 2 episodes. for this episode. So episode 2 will be K-pop opinions, and then a episode later will be episode whatever for the part 2 of this podcast episode. Definitely enjoyed making episode 2 of this, part 1 of this video, and we're definitely gonna try to make part 2 of this very soon. Definitely in part 2 I want to talk about a little bit more K-pop groups. I definitely want to talk about groups that are run by the members being children. We definitely have a lot to talk about that, definitely with more mistreatment.
Yeah, we have to go back to that. And also I feel like this part we really talked about mostly girl groups, and we haven't even gotten into the boy groups yet. So yeah, that's a whole different thing. So yeah,
so maybe part 2 of this episode we'll do boy groups, since we talked about girl groups, and we talked about I want to say 2 major girl groups that we really know of that are in Western, everything. So definitely for part 2 of this video or episode, we'll do boy groups in Korea, so it's fair, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of a flow, because we definitely have a lot to talk about. And I definitely hint I definitely want to talk about Cordis a little bit. I don't know if Monty knows them, but they're a boy group in Korea, and they're literally minors except the one guy who's 20.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, girl. I think they're literally 17, 18. I think one's 19 or 20. I think one maybe is 17. But I know it's definitely or 16, but I know they're definitely in that category. And since we are of that age, I would love to talk about that with you. So, but yeah, that was the end of episode 2 of Off the Branch.
Yes.
We definitely enjoyed ourselves a lot. Hopefully you guys can tell. Please make sure to subscribe, like, and comment what your favorite part of this episode was. And make sure to follow our Instagram so you will be obviously updated everything. We definitely post on our Instagram a lot of updates and stuff required to our videos and everything. So that's the best way for you to stay active with us.
Yeah.
And we will see you guys next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.